Ladies and gentlemen, another proud moment in Ugandan basketball history. I'm here with Gumisiriza. Have I said it correctly? Yeah, Gordon, you're
Almost.
very welcome to the show. How are you doing, first of all?
I'm doing good, thank you.
How have you been? I see you're putting on Kobe's, first of all.
Yeah, copies, yeah. Anytime, any day.
Yeah, Gordon, I want you to look into the camera and talk to the viewers outside there. Who is Gordon Gumisiriza?
Well, Gumisiriza is most importantly a basketball fan, a basketball manager, a basketball player, and as is with Essence today with Deep End Sports, um, I'd like to say that I'm deeply enshrined into basketball for such a long time now. It has become part of me. It's like second person to me, and I'm happy that today Deep End Sports and uh, what's the name?
Cooper Chimney.
Cooper Chimney, yeah, and Cooper Chimney have given us the opportunity to do these interviews. Plus the many people before me and the people to come after me, we're blessed that we're having all these recordings that can, be used probably in the future for the growth of basketball, but also for Cooper Chimney for the growth of their business.
Yeah. Gordon, I've known you for quite some time. You're like my big brother. I admire you so much. You've inspired me. It's an honor to have you in the studio tonight. I don't know why you're smiling. It's an honor to have you in the studio tonight.
A lot of things are said in jest, but thank you.
No, but it's the truth. It's an honor to have you in the studio tonight. I know you love Ugandan basketball so much. I mean, lots of rumors are outside there. They know and they believe you're going to be the next big man in Uganda basketball. I mean, tell us about your history in the sport.
Thank you. The first time I ever got in touch with basketball was in primary school, but that was in Kampala Parents P7. But P7, you're getting into, that's candidate class, you get into the exams, you're being prepared. And so I didn't have a lot of exposure then. And then I joined secondary school.
Yeah.
And that's when the whole passion exploded. Ndeje SS. And so that's where my passion grew. And then luckily for me, was staying Bukoto Street. Bukoto Street is like a kilometer away from Bushcourt then. If you remember, Bushcourt was down there where Kampala Parents, Kampala Parents now, but I'm told now there's another structure there,
Yeah.
Panamera, around the Panamera place.
That's
where the court used to be.
Yeah.
So that's where my basketball started from. I think that probably S2. Yeah, and that's where my basketball really started.
Okay, take us through the life in, you said Kampala Parents, right? Primary school.
Well, Kampala Parents was not, because it was P7, so there was hardly any action.
Okay.
We'd go to play at Old Kampala, but because it was P7, it was regulated. P6 guys, they needed more of the P6 guys because, you're headed to PLE. It was not so much action. The best action, well, the introduction was Kampala Parents, and then we went to Ndeje. I can say that Ndeje was like the real, that is where the basketball was real, born.
I mean, I know one of the greatest players, point guards in Uganda basketball history was also from Ndeje. Koma Ketchben.
Yeah.
I mean, it's obvious. Koma Ketchben.
That guy schooled us.
Came into the league and caught the league by storm. I mean, a kid from Ndeje in the league dominating like that. How was Ndeje as a basketball team? Was it the coaching structure? Was it the support from the school? Or basketball was just a thing at school?
Ndeje as a school itself had an array of sports. Everything was played there. We had cricket, we had basketball, we had volleyball. So we had soccer, of course, tennis, but because we had two courts at the time. There's a court in the girls' end, but the boys' end was the court that we're using mostly. And at the time, I remember Henry Malinga was our coach, and that guy was awesome. He churned us into, better players. We learned the game from him. He was a very defensive guy.
Yeah.
So all this defense you see that I play normally is Henry Malinga, crisp guy. And even when Koma came in, Koma came in, I think a year after me. He was a year behind me. But, that boy was awesome.
I want you to, tell us about your first day on the basketball court. I mean, from primary into secondary school. I don't know if you're a soccer player like me back then, growing up as a kid.
As a player of everything.
Okay, tell me about that day you decided to begin playing basketball. How it stole your heart.
So we joined S1 and we start basketball. But back then, you remember, I don't know if it still happens today in schools. S1s cannot touch the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then you would have S4s and S3s and S6 and S5. Those guys were allowed to be on court. But if you had some skill, you were allowed to play on some of the teams. But mine was from Bushcourt.
Yeah.
And Sosen Chijambu. Like my basketball and the passion was Sosen Chijambu. We were staying on Bokoto Street, and Sosen had a ball. He was the one who would have the ball that we'd use at Bushcourt.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you know Bokoto Street. It's a street that starts from like those ends, and so you would hear at like 3:30 p.m. You'd hear a ball from those ends.
By Sosen.
Bah! Bah! And it gets louder as it gets closer.
Yeah.
And then when you see him passing by, and now you have the passion, and then I'd run out of home and follow him. And we became very good friends up to today. And so Sosen had a very, very, very big influence because, the ball was there.
Yeah.
And I think at the time he was with Nkumba, I think.
Yeah, Nkumba.
Nkumba, I can't really place, but I think he was there, give and take.
Yeah.
And so we'd go with him to Bushcourt. And we'd go there and shoot. You remember Bushcourt was amazing. There's a time, for example, now the rains have started.
Yeah.
We play half court because the other part is flooded with water. Yeah. And so, but at Bushcourt then there were, I don't know if you remember Michael Kasada.
The ginger Sky Jammers guy.
That guy.
Yeah.
There was Albert Kayondo. The Kayondos. There were about four brothers.
All bowlers.
There was Eddie. There was Bruce. There was Limado, God rest his soul. But so those are the guys. Now, it came a time when, while they were walking, there was Kanjusha Street, there was KCCA Flats.
Yeah.
Once those guys were going, they would pass by homes of the people they knew. Because, you need to call them.
And they pick you.
Up. Yeah, when they go, they go, hey, that's the ball, they're dribbling, and you're in the window, just walk out. So,
but from 3:30?
3:30, you go to the court, you get there probably 4. You play, and then you come back probably 6:30. You're headed back home.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Sosen Chijambu. Yeah.
Sosen Chijambu was your biggest influence.
He was a very, very big influence to me.
Anyway, let's get into a very, very quick break. We'll see you later on. I still want that story about Bushcourt and Sosen Chijambu.